Really not sure, actually. I guess probably the first thing that would come to mind, um, I think I talked, I think I talked about this in another stream. Um, I want to say it was during my last Holocure stream. I'd probably say, some kind of VTuber themed table. I don't think I've ever seen that. I mean, not that I'm a hardcore weeb or anything, but yeah, I've never seen a Hololive pinball table before. There's a website called Hollow Indie. I've only been on it super briefly, but yeah, it's the indie game branch of Hololive. But yeah, I think I typed down pinball in the search engine. Nothing. But it would have to be a theme that I've never seen before. I would also like it to be a table that's that's not score based. This is one thing that Zachariah Pinball got right. There's I can't remember the exact name of the modes. Some kind of challenge mode where it's not score based at all. You have to you you get points by achievements. Like you make this if you make this shot within 60 seconds, you get a point. Then if you shoot the ball in the saucer over here, you get another point. I'd like to see I'd like to see new tables go that route. Instead of just going with, straight up points, go with achievements. But again, if I was to go with the Hololive theme, or I guess pretty much any other kind of VTuber based pinball would work. Um, Phase, Gigi Sanji, there's like a whole shit ton of other companies. But most of the people that most of the people that check them out, that check out VTubers, they're probably not very pinball savvy. So you would have to, at least at first, go with the standard points format. Um, Maybe add an option, add like a or milestone. That's the word I was looking for. Maybe add like a milestone mode where instead of playing for points, you're playing for shots. You're playing for achievements. But again, that's a more advanced format. So it's not something you'd want to shoehorn into that particular table into those particular tables. Again, you'd want to start with the points format first, something that people are more familiar with. Um, maybe I maybe another fighting game themed pinball table. They had that I could think of. There was only one single fighting game themed table, Street Fighter, late '80s, early '90s, somewhere around there. But that's the only one that I could think of. But yeah, I'd love to see Mortal Kombat pinball maybe. Um, another Street Fighter table. But I think with those, kind of like what I said with Hololive, because there's so much content that they've done. Um, you know, fan art, you know, fan creations, just all a long storied, rich history, with those. I would have want it would have to be done over like several different tables, like a Tekken table, you know, um, maybe like one or two Tekken tables, like an old school. Again, this is probably something else that Zachariah Pinball got right. I mean, if you noticed, there's different variations of one single pinball table. Like Strike was was one of the was an actual Zachariah table, but they also made a retro version. It was meant to be like from the 50s and 60s. Then you had, strike the actual table, like 70s and 80s. Then you had, oh, what's the name of it? It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, remake. One that was around, that was meant to, or it was meant to look like it came out like the 90s or 2000s. Then you have the deluxe version that looked like it came out yesterday. So maybe that's something else I'd like to see more of too. Maybe maybe Hololive could do like a, maybe a Gen 0 table, a Gen 1 table, um, an Indonesia first generation table. You get the idea, but I wouldn't want them to try to take all that history and all the goings on over the years and try to cram all of it into one fucking table. Yeah, it'd be too messed up, or too messed up for lack of a better phrase. I mean, something's got to get left by the wayside. But I think the fighting games are like that too. I wouldn't want to try to see, all six Street Fighters, all the lore and whatnot, all crammed into one table. So, but yeah, but to sum it all up, I would I want an obscure theme. I most certainly don't want to go the Stern route, where it's just whatever movie's popular today, or pop culture stuff, whatever's popular. That's the table they center it around. I mean, I'd want to go the other way and go with like just more niche stuff. VTuber stuff and fighting games. They're just the first two that come to mind.